Hi everybody, it's Sarah with SpiegelMomScraps and welcome to my very first Shake It Mondays. I'm going to show you an 8.5 by 11 layout here, and I'm just showing you all the goodies. I've got some of those beautiful Forever Love hearts that are cork, Moonshine Delight sequins. I've got some thickers. I've got some craft foam. I cut a 12 by 12 piece of Hello Love by crate paper down to 8.5 by 11, and here I'm going to put a piece of 8 by 10.5 cardstock on top of it, and I'm going to sew it on there with my sewing machine. I also have some of the beautiful paper doilies. I've got a few different colors of Birds of a Feather felties. I've got an Amy Tan wood frame down there at the bottom. Here I'm just finishing up sewing it on there. I keep my sewing machine on my desk all the time and ready to go. And now I am going to punch out some white hearts and use that negative space to make a shaker pocket right on my 8.5 by 11 layout. I cut a little bit more off just to make it more even around the hearts. I went to go grab some of my Tombow Mono glue, and I'm just gluing on in a square there, and then I'm going to use that craft foam to make a pocket so those little sequins can kind of shake around on my layout. The Tombow Mono glue worked pretty well. I was pretty impressed. I didn't know how wet it would make the paper, but it worked well. This was the first time I used my new video setup. I have it overhead on my desk, so you might get my head in there a few times. Sorry about that. Now I just grabbed an extra pocket protector and I'm cutting it down to size. And this is kind of careful work, so I was really, oh, there's my head, really getting in there to make sure that I got everything really tight and close. Now I'm filling it up with some of the beautiful Fairy Tale sequin mix. I did pick out a few of the gold stars since I'm going for more of a silver, white, and pink on the layout. And I'm just adding kind of an equal mix of the white and the hot pink. And then I go in for some Moonshine Delight here in a minute, just to add a little bit more silver since the thickers that I chose are going to be silver. And now here's the rest of my glue. And this is really careful work. And I totally guessed on this. I just lined it up kind of where I thought I wanted it and just stuck on and hoped for the best. Because after I did all that, I thought, oh boy, how am I going to flip it? And it worked, believe it or not. And I shook with joy. Now there is a 4x6 picture of my girls from their Christmas photo shoot at Target. I grabbed my 6x6 pack of Hello Love just to try to pick out a few pieces to layer behind to bring in some black and some pink. And I think I eventually grabbed a piece of vellum. I had a piece of gold vellum there, but once again I was going for more of the silver. So now I'm just getting my papers ready to go and lining them up just how I want them. I did want to cover a little bit of the hearts, but not a lot. And that is my purple cow cutter from Costco, which I am thoroughly enjoying. Crisp cut every single time. And there is that beautiful Easy Runner Grand. Very sticky, very accurate. It never gets clogged or malfunctions in any way. Much better than those ATG guns I see everybody fighting with. And now I'm just trying to decide on my final placement here. I was really wondering about if I should try to move that down a little bit. And I tried to, and I thought, it's kind of already stuck down. So I thought, we'll just go with it. So there are some beautiful thickers, and they are actually from the Pink Paisley Cedar Lane that came out in the fall. And there I gave everybody a thumbs up because I was finally happy with that placement. Now I grabbed a couple of Heidi Shines in blush and pink that I've kind of been using a lot for all of my February scrapping and pocket pages and stuff. I love the two mixed together. The pink is a little bit too red and it almost looks like blood splatters, like Dexter style. But I think when you tone it down with the blush, it looks a lot better and more pinky. Now I am going in for some of those Forever Love hearts. They are cork and they are self-adhesive and really sticky and nice. There I cut one of the paper doilies in half so I could get a little bit more life out of those doilies. They are my favorite. Now I used my Tombow glue to adhere a beautiful little white bird of a feather, and I also have the pack of the pinks there too. And I'm using 3 different colors, the white, the light pink, and kind of the medium pink. And that Tombow glue works really well on those. You can't see through, it doesn't bleed. Oh, sorry about my head there, guys. I'm going to have to watch that more. Like I said, this was my first time shooting with this setup. I should probably just sit when I do it, but I think I was so excited to have an overhead camera without tripod legs. And once again, using my Tombow glue there, it works on wood too. And I'm just layering up there on both sides. And I did hand punch a few little glitter hearts. And I try to use 3 elements of everything on a page, but I think I only went with 2 of the cork hearts. A little bit too much glue there, wiped it off. See, I tried to do 3 there, it just wasn't working. And then there were a few extra on that sheet of little silver hearts that came on that thicker sheet. And I just tucked like 3 of those in there. And I think I was calling it good. Oh, had to get a stamper in there. Instead of a date stamper, I used a little phrase stamper from Dear Lizzie. I think it says, "I love you lots." So there you go, guys. That is my first Shake It Monday.